And now kind of being disciplined, you decide to kind of stay in Chicago and spend summers with Chicago Fire PDL instead of like going home and
Yeah.
being like, you know what, I miss my family, I miss my friends, I'm gonna go chill, I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. Why was that important in kind of the going into the professional pathway?
Bro, I think when you're away from something you're so used to, like a different side of you come out. Like what is for the good, for the bad. Because I feel like me going back to Minnesota, like yeah, I can go. I go back and see my parents, my siblings, but it's not like I didn't think I was gonna really develop. I feel like I
Yeah.
kind of outgrown Minnesota in terms of like soccer wise, because I can come there and still hang out with my boys and play. But I think I wanted to be more, try to see if I could take it more serious. And I was also in Illinois, so I don't exactly know how I got Chicago Fire PDL, but I got there, and then it was just also a different level, bro, of players. Because I know the players in Minnesota, so if I go back and play in Minnesota, it's like I know who I'm playing with, and there are good players in Minnesota, but I didn't want it to get into this trap where I come back, they feed your egos. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're this, you're that, and then you just like you're only good within your little circle.
Yep.
So I think staying in Illinois was important for me, bro. It was important because it helped me to just be focused, do PDL, and then go back to the college season ready. Like, not coming back like, oh, I'm out of shape, like, this and that. So it just helped me to just only focus on soccer, bro, and just like living without my mom being there. So yeah.
I would even go and say that I mean, you said like it brings out a different version of you, right? I mean, being away from your comfort zone kind of starves you and it does fuel you, right? But then I would also say, soccer in Minnesota at that time wasn't really going far. I don't think it was to that degree, right? We knew everyone, we knew each other, we knew how we were all going to play. We met up at the dome, we kicked around, but it wasn't the same as challenge to get better. It was just shoot around. Hopefully no one got hurt because whenever we met, that's literally what we did, And I had this conversation with one of the players, William. I told William he went JUCO, and I was like, dude, he was scared to leave Minnesota. I was like, no, but you have to leave Minnesota because if you stay here, like you said, you're only good here, but you don't even know how much of an animal you can be. Too many players stay local and think that they could make it. Not saying that they can't, but do you believe that going, just challenging yourself to be somewhere else brings your maturity and allows you to just navigate and figure out who you want to be?
Yeah. No, I agree. It do, bro. It's like it takes so much discipline, like to get out your comfort zone and just really try to focus on what you want, which is like playing soccer. And just so for me, it really did push me to just grow up fast in a professional setting. And like you said, Marcus, like in Minnesota, I don't think soccer was even like that. Why would I pass on playing Chicago Fire PDL team? I get to train next to the stadium, like all these, like doing at Chicago Fire. Like there was time where we play a game or we do a training, the coach would come over. He's like, okay, one of you guys are going to go train with the first team. So it's like just knowing that I did that. So I have no, like, why would I come back to Minnesota? What pro team was I going to play with at that time?
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, bro, and I always had in my head, I was like, yes, when someone say you're good, it's like, yeah, you're good. You're good in Minnesota, but get outside the states first and see these guys in Illinois, see these boys in New York. Then you could be like, okay, this is where I'm at, bro. When I was in with the Chicago Fire PDL, bro, a lot of these guys was from Illinois. They was around Illinois, so it was like, but some of these players, bro, some of these players was good. Like, some of these players was good, boy. Not gonna lie to you.
Nah, because I mean, so kind of like being within that environment, speed, physicality, mentality, like everything that comes with being at Chicago Fire. How did that help you finish off college, but also prepare you for the pro level?
I think it helped me just with the fitness wise. I think just making sure I'm coming back to college like fit and ready to just kick off the season. But also like now playing with, you could say, a lot of better players, seeing how good I am, and what I can get better at. So I came back with a different mindset. And especially now when I come back to college, I came back to college, I was a sophomore. So it's like different expectation.
Yeah.
Everyone know who you are now because when you came as a freshman, like, yeah. But now you're a sophomore, like, okay, can you replicate what you did your freshman year? Have you gotten better and then we will start losing like the core, like the senior players was leaving. So it was just like, yeah. So I just came in different, like still hungry, of course, because we have new freshmen coming in. So yeah, I think that's what playing for Chicago Fire did for me, is just like just bring a more hunger when I came back to college. And I know the guys I'm gonna play against, some of them play for Fire, so when I see them on the other side, I'm like, okay, let's go. But I think for the pro level, bro, like I said, it's just more the structure, bro. Like playing, training next to professional players on almost a weekly base. Like it's like someone having your goal right there. Right there. Be like, hey, you want it? It's right here. You walk, bro. You come to train. Our field, artificial field is right here. Their field is literally right there, bro. So when they come out, someone will probably like stay and try to see you guys train. But then when you're done, you just look at these guys, like, and then having the chance to even like going to share some of the locker that they have. Like, bro, it's just at the time you're like, man, that's why I want to be at. Like that guy right there, he's on my spot. I want, you know, and then having that confidence when I go train with them to see like, bro, my level is not even that off. Like I can keep up.
So you're there.
Of course,
you're that close. You're there.
Yeah. Of course, some people can be like, oh yeah, maybe they wasn't training so hard. I'm like, I don't care, bro. If they wasn't training so hard, like, but also it's like, maybe they're not training so hard. But as a young kid, bro, you like, if I get that chance, I'm gonna train hard. I'm gonna be out here. If I have to kick some of these guys, bro.
Something.
Yeah.
So now, kind of like, I know Marcus talked about this in our previous episode of the college pathway, but like, what is the level going from high school to college, then college to pros? What is that level? Is the college level closer to the pro, or like, give us a little bit more of your input on what that level and gap look like?
I think within the college level, it all comes down to the school sometimes you go to and the coaches you play under, because you can go to a school where they want to play soccer, and that they're very tactical and stuff. You can go to school where the coaches might not even be good. So that factor determines, bro. But in my path, I feel like from when I went from high school or to college, I think it was more the physicality that was a bit different. That was like I had to get used to. These boys was like, yeah, they were physical, bro. And that's where you come down to where he's like, and they were fit. My mayonnaise eating self was like, bro, but it was just like, and then you see like, because when you travel in with club soccer or even high school, you're not really traveling to go to a different state, bro. You're within Minnesota. So you're seeing the talent within Minnesota, and like, yeah, these talents are good, but if you see yourself like, okay, I'm also good too. But then when you play in college, bro, you're going from your state to a different state. You're playing a whole different university, bro. Who when we play, I think the team we play a lot was Akron, and bro, their coach, Caleb Porter, at the time, bro, they play amazing football, bro. Soccer. They play amazing soccer, bro. At one point, I had a conversation with my guy on our team. I was like, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean touch the ball? Bro, but he was playing as a striker. He was so mad, bro. He was like, bro, I swear, it feels like we're chasing ghosts. Bro, you couldn't get to the ball, bro. It was simple soccer they were playing. It was just like moving the ball, but I know the coach, he coached me a little bit, so I kind of understand. He's more like, do it this way. Like, it have to be done. So, bro, they were just knocking the ball around, bro. I was like, damn, these guys are... I wouldn't say, because if you take some of those players away from that team and put them on my team, on our college team, it would be completely different, you know? But they were in a system where they didn't even need to think. They just played. Like, everything was just like, boom, 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 boom. So they were good. And then you play like teams like Creighton, Eric Miller team, also different style football, you know, where they had like a very fast striker up top, try to find him, and he just make things happen. So it was just like you like week in, week out at the college level, bro, you're playing different schools, and you would play against great players, and you play some schools who like, they're okay. So it's always trying to adapt. How did this guy play? And study them, you know? So I think, yeah.
I'll go into this one. I just like that piece so much. How important is the discipline to the tactical side, side for coaching? Right? I know it's big, man. It's big because for us, we're trying to get players to understand, right? And just everyone that we work with at every age, right? Especially if you're just the top team at like 9v9, playing 9v9 game that is going to go into 11v11. or, you know, even high school, whatever the case is, right? How important is tactics? Like, how important is it to be disciplined in tactics? Please. Like, you just said that you felt like you were chasing ghosts. Do you believe that tactics, like, not saying that to take away the freedom of playing, but to have a system that everyone buys into and trusts versus players just doing whatever they want to do? Because at the Division 1 level, I mean, coach's job is to win games, right? And that might take away a little bit of your joy, but would you say tactics makes a lot of your playing simple and effective, or does it take away from your freedom to express yourself and just play? Like, when do you
I
separate?
think that
Yeah, go ahead.
I think tactic is very important. Of course, I also think the freedom to express yourself as a player is also very important. But if, for example, some of the teams that I play with here, like in Denmark, if my job is we have to be tactically sound when we're defending, like you have to know how we're gonna defense. You're not, what freedom of expression are you gonna have on defense? You don't have the ball, but the build up play, is like the build up play is also at a coach who he's very much like, he spoke about, okay, if we're building up the play, I'm going to help you get to their half, and then maybe the creativity can come out. But the back and moving up, like, we have a system, we have a way of playing, but it's very big over here. Is like, it's big more so on the defensive side, like how we move together as a team, when we press, when we don't press, like who needs to come back on defense, like the defense side of the attack is so much important. Of course, the attacking side is important, but it's like, I think there's a little bit of freedom to it. Just like, I get you from this half to their half, and then let's see what we can do. But I think tactic is very important, because even as a player, you also know in the back of your head, like, okay, if we lose the ball, we automatically know what to do in this situation. Instead of someone being like, okay, what do I do now? Do I go press? Because if you don't have, I think, a team who don't have like a defensive tactics or whatever, then it makes it easier for the other team to just expose them. So if you're gonna have one player who's going to try to chase because he's mad that, I don't know, whatever, want to go off on his own, someone else is open.
Oh man,
Right now, your teammates is mad. Bro, I play on some teams where I got mad at the guy, like, bro, why you weren't running? You just look so stupid, bro. Like, everyone's sitting back. You're the only guy who just gonna go run. Like, what
chicken, man, chicken.
what sense does that make, bro? And then you want to turn around and start getting mad
That we're not
when you're
pressing
doing the
on.
wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
And you're
bro,
doing it by
we
yourself.
not supposed to press right now. Like, But then the thing, I find it funny because it looks in the fans' eyes, you're like, oh, that guy's working hard. It's like, that guy's working stupid. What do you mean he's working hard?
Dude, it's crazy because, I mean, we talk about, because even with my older boys, but also the younger ones, it's like sideline coaching and parents. And it's more so with the younger ages. And it's like, so we're playing a game and the team is building from the back. And then you got parents saying, run, 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 run. And then you got kids just sprinting. But then in training, we're like, hey, these are the cues when we're just running and going to get the ball. When the ball gets out wide, we want to press. We want to win the ball as soon as we can. And a lot of parents are like, run, 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 run. So what does that do to a player at a young age who is always constantly listening to parents from the sideline of doing those things? How big of an impact does that kind of have on a player in his development?
Stay there. Boom. And stop commenting though. Like, man, I think it's maybe it's just so normal in the States, bro, for parents to do that. Like, just when I go watch kids game here, I don't know how old is your kids, but maybe if the kids are like 6 or from 6 to 10, whatever the case, like, those things just like, just them playing, being able to play. When the kid's like 15, 14, no parents over here, oh, I do this. It's like, stop talking. Let them, like, the coaches are the coach. If you want to train your kid, like, wait until you get home and then talk to them. But it confuses them, man. Like, bro, because they're trying to please their parents, because their parents are on the sideline, and then, I don't know, they end up doing their own thing. Like, run. Where is he running? Like, I don't know. Where is he? Like, why is saying that? Where is he running to?
Yeah, based on the tactics,
bro, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know, but if you're playing teams who are good with the ball, bro, your parents there, you run, bro, I swear, I would turn around and tell my parents, like, yo, shut up. Like, because you do not know what you're talking about right now. Run,
Yeah.
run, run, run. I hate when people talk from the sideline.
I mean, I don't just see it with my teams. I see it with
Just all about
like it's just in general.
Yeah.
And we got like our leagues are sending out emails about sideline behavior,
Sideline education.
yeah, sideline education, and like w- like it makes a huge difference in how players play. And you got players now just making a mistake or doing something and then just doing this to their parents, trying to figure out if they're doing the right thing or not. And for me, I tell all the younger ones are like, hey, boys, when we play today, it's 60 minutes. Do not listen to your parents. You only listen to what I'm telling you. And if you don't, you just come and sit next to me. Simple. And I've seen huge progress in that piece, but I think parents want to be so hands-on that they don't
Yeah.
want to let go for like 60 minutes. Like let go for an hour. Let them just enjoy it. Let them listen to the coach. Let the coaches deal with it. And like
Yeah.
if coaches are constantly communicating about, hey, these are what we're doing. This is when you should say this. This is when you say that. I think then we're kind of on the same page. But yeah, that like it drives me crazy too. So
I had when I came back to the States like multiple times ago, a long time ago, I was coaching for a bit, and I kid you not, I just started coaching this team. I think it was my first training and then my first game I came to. After the game, I think a kid didn't play so much. Bro, his mom sent me an email. And in my mindset, I just came back from overseas. So it's like, my mindset is like, I'm different. So send me an email like, oh, this is with my son. Why is he not playing? I was running like, I'm just trying to understand how the team play right now. I'm just now getting to these kids, bro. I don't know who,
yeah.
and these kids like, oh yeah, I play this, or I play this, or I play this. So I just put people, I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. And then once I figure out your son will enjoy his football. I'm not just trying, like I said, like you guys, I'm not just trying to coach these kids to just be like, go out there and play. I want to coach them what they understand they're playing. So long story short, I kind of figure out how her son played and the position he was playing before I came there and what he said he can play. It did not fit him, bro. So I was like, so by me getting that understanding and I was able to put him in a position where it was his style of playing, bro. He was playing like he became like someone you need on the team. Then someone just like, oh, he's not good. He's not. And I think also like just coming to coach, I was like, told her, yo, your son is like, because this kid was very direct. Like he would only stay wide. So they were trying to play him as a striker or something like that. This boy is more like a wingback / winger because he only stays wide, bro. And he gets the ball, he just goes. And I had to figure that out quick. He ended up being really good. But I was telling these kids, even like you guys do a good job doing this. Just explaining to them like, it's different levels to this.
Really is.
Yes, we can have fun, but at a certain age, is like we also got to understand the game.
Physically, doing the extra work outside, just all the other stuff, you know?
Parents need to sit their ass down somewhere, bro. real talk, bro. I don't care because I feel like, and there's no like disrespect to any parents but I feel like if it's a parent who have played the level, like play pro or play like collegiate soccer and stuff like that, bro, they're not gonna be on the side and be doing these yelling. It's these people who are like probably don't even know so much about the game. Oh, just do this, run. No, it's like, oh, you don't even know what you're talking about. Just like let the coaches do their job. You can coach your kids at home.
Or just sit and watch the game, you know? Like, I'll even jump to this, right? After we just change our direction, right? How important is it how important should it be for parents to watch the game with their kids? How important? Even at the youth and even like just the youth level in general, going from maybe 7 to 18 or whatever the case is. How important is it that parents spend time watching the game with their kids?
I think they should definitely try to watch some games with their kids. I don't know if they can catch every game, but
Yeah.
I think they should try to. But also some of these parents are maybe different backgrounds, bro. They're not really like when they got into soccer because their kid plays, so they're not really trying to be like, I'm gonna watch this game,
Would that not help with the education factor of how to understand what the coach is doing and how to maybe help their kids on that car ride or, post game versus trying to do it from the sideline saying run? Because like you said, you're saying run to little Tommy and he's running like a chicken with his head cut off. At that point, it looks like you're just trying to get him to burn some energy and not actually play with his team.
I think it also goes back to the coach as well. I think if the coach communicates what we're doing when we're attacking, what we're doing when we're defending, and parents have an idea of what to expect, I think that plays a crucial role. But I also think that if you don't communicate, you don't say nothing, you're just coaching and that's all you're doing, then I think you have that more often. Because for me, I figured it out. Once I started sending out emails on what I'm looking for, it got 10 times better. Like right now, I have zero parents yelling on what players should be doing because I've laid the foundation. I've sent out those information of what the parents need to look out for, but also I think them having trust in the coach. Like whether we win or lose, it's more so here's why we lost, here's what we need to improve on, here's what we're working on this entire week of training. And I think that plays super important. When I was younger coach, I just thought it was just coach, 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 and I've seen a lot of the sideline. So now it's a lot better, but also I think coaches need to be held accountable as well for that piece.
I think that is even tricky. Because check this, right? We look at it like this. I coach a U18, right? At a younger age, how many kids do you think are going to open that email? How many parents are going to open those email and go over it, right? Like, because like even we played a game over the weekend and we're thinking about a recap the game, which is try not to be too long, try to be short, try to be direct. For me, like sometimes I fall short. But I know I think there's an age group that you could really catch the young one going to maybe like 17. But after that, I think it just kind of goes out the window because, again, think about it now. Kids are working, got girlfriends, they got family vacation. So if the email isn't about picking up a shift or, even attendance.
I mean, I'd go back to this. If a coach sets the foundation at U12 to those parents, what's the likelihood of those parents continuing that until U18? Because if you do that at an early age, I think parents start to understand and know that like this is how it should look like. But if no one set the foundation at a younger age, I don't think it'll work at all unless you have a parent who's like, okay, you know what? I just need a shot. So
Yeah. And maybe you guys are best to tell me this because I don't know how it works with the coaching thing. Because I think with these clubs, if these clubs have like a structure of how they want the kids to play, or like going top to bottom, I don't know, like 18 to whatever 10, I don't even know. If they have this structure and how the kids should play and things like that, I think it would be so much better. Because when you guys coach a kid right now, like the kids you work with at U12, when that kid leaves you, he goes into a different coach.
Yeah.
Right? Or do you follow them? I don't know.
For me, I've been coaching my own 9 groups since they were U11 and they're U17s.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Then that's perfect. That's amazing. Like, I think that's good because you install into them how you want them to play, like how you want the team to play. And I think that's so nice for the kids. Of course, they're going to go to different coaches as well. And they have to like maybe throw some things out the window and learn like a whole different thing. But the thing is, it's just like when players change coaches, they're when they're changing their tactics. If you have like the skills, that's why I think like having understanding how to like the ball, knowing the ball, like dribbling, just like how to touch, first touch, all these things are so important. You want to play with the ball, everything you do, because that's never going to change. The tactics are going to change with coaches to coaches, like. And I think sometimes there's just like loss in transition when the kids go from one coach to another coach. Like, oh, whatever you learned there, throw it out the window. We're doing something else. And it's like, but I think I give you guys props on like you two. We have Martin Brown, Kareem, Ryan, all like most of these coaches in Minnesota, like who play the game. And I think it's so important to have played, and start coaching because you see something that someone who didn't play don't see.
Yeah.
To ask the kid questions, why are you making that pass? If I haven't played a game, I can't really ask that question.
Yeah.
You're like, well, why'd you make that pass?
And the answer could confuse you if you'd never played, or didn't play, Yeah.
I think it also, because like, even with the older ages, like if you get players from outside the club who probably never had like a great coach and you're coaching a certain way and structure, and then you're like, hey, like, what do we need to do if you receive the ball here? What do we need to do? And they're like, huh? Like they're confused because they've never been coached this way. And even for me, like every year, like I elevate my coaching just because of coaching education, and I coach differently, but still it's the same philosophy. And a lot of the kids get acclimated to it, but some kids are like, I thought I was just here to kick a ball and run. And you're gonna have those
Yeah.
kids. Now have those kids who just want to just play. They don't care about when to do it, how to do it. They just want to do it. And I think that's super important as well. But I mean, there's certain things that you just can't control. You can't control kids who they get coached by. And going from high school into club season, that's where I'm like, I get annoyed because that 1-2 months of trying to break bad habits of high school soccer, of just kick ball and run, trying to break bad habits of not thinking, breaking bad habits of first, like those all plays a role. And like I experienced it just going from fall into spring, winter. We usually have a mediocre winter season because of that, because we're trying to break bad habits. That's super important. I'll talk a bit about bridges. I don't know if I don't think a lot of people know about bridges. Tell us a little bit about bridges. Does it still exist, and how did that help you going in the pro level?
I think Bridges still exists. I'm not sure actually. What Bridges was? Bridges is a team. Was just like a club. You get players together, college players, or maybe ex-professional who wants to become professional again, and then you just take them overseas and play and have a play against professional teams in different levels. Bridges out in Illinois, and it was through Brad Hall. He used to be like U.S. women's national team coach, something like that. And so I think I got into it through one of my teammates at NIU. He just took me there, like, oh, you should come to this training. And it was just like, bro, what Bridges was for me was just more mental, the mental side of things. Like making you strong, as in, bro. And Brad, I remember the coach Brad, he tells you like, bro, I'm not here to teach you how to play soccer. I don't do that. I'm just here like to tell you like how hard you have to work to get it if you want to be something. Bro, he was like a military soccer coach, bro. I was just disciplined. Like, you have to run. You have to run when I say run. Like, that's what it was. It was not so much I'm coming down, I'm thinking, oh, now this is how I'm going to play. This is my touch. It was like, no. You already have that when you come here. And we're just training on, like, your mindset. Because when we travel, when we went overseas, bro, it's not like we were staying, like, fancy hotels. No way, bro. Like, you know, when some of these kids that come on the trip, they're thinking, like, yeah, we're about to go stay in a nice hotel. Like, it's like, bro, no vacation, bro. We'll stay in locker rooms. Like, not in the locker room, but it's like they have this, like, the training facility. So we'll stay within that, and it's not really anything big, bro. It's like, so we stay there. Like, you wake up in the morning, you can go outside. When you get outside, there's a football pitch right there. You can go try to go in the city, but it's like, that's not what you're there for. It wasn't a vacation, bro. He made sure to let people know, like, this is not a vacation we're going on. We're going on there to try to, we play, we try to show these seasons what we can do. But the thing with that was, they had so many talents, bro, that came through Bridges, like so many players. But some of these players, you wouldn't tell they're talented because the structure of how we play was completely different, bro. Like, it was, if you was a defender, you would become successful in that system. It was just meant for people who play defense. Just putting it that way. If you're a defender and then you're a defensive midfielder, and when we play teams, you will shine because you're having the ball most of the time. Which is mind blowing to me because the other team is attacking and you're looking good defending. But when you're an attacker, yeah, it's not that good for you. Like, and I think that was Bridges' fault because I feel like they were so focused on, I don't know, trying to impress this team by like, we're gonna outrun them, we're gonna outwork them. I'm like, yeah, it sounds nice, but like, we just look like we're trying to run, then what? So, but we play a team, bro. We used to man more team, bro. It wasn't that fun for me, but I love the experience. But I was just like, man, this is different. Like, we used to man more teams, bro. I don't care where your guy went, you have to follow him. This boy can be subbed off. You probably get subbed off. You had 30, like, let's say you come on for 30 minutes. When you get in there, you just have to start running. And for some players, bro, that's not. And for some players, that's not them. It's like, bro, that get me out of my game. It will get anyone out of their game, bro. If you're an attacking player who likes to be like the flair here and there, it's like, nah, you ain't doing no flair here, boy. You better learn how to run. All right. Yep. Bro, we play a team, 2 teams. We play one team in Norway, and I was a winger, bro. In my head, I thought I was a winger. On paper, I was a winger. Bro, I was going against this left back. You wouldn't even tell this guy was a left back, bro. You thought he was a left winger. Boy, this boy was overlapping, like, and I had to track him all the way to our goal and then try to attack again. I looked at my right back. I was like, but this is what is important, to have that understanding with your teammates, bro. Because it doesn't make sense to me why am I running past you to go and defense this guy, and you're taking my spot to guard the wingers that's tucking in? What sense does that make? But this guy had me the whole game doing that, bro, and I was so mad because I understand the coach like, oh, this is how. But that's the problem. Some players really do only just listen to the coach and don't think for themselves when they're on the field.
Yeah.
Because things can change, bro. So this guy just had what this coach said in his head, and he was not gonna change it. It doesn't, even if it makes sense. Like, I'm the attacker, but I'm running more than you are. But you're somehow a right back that's supposed to be looking like a playmaker. I was so, bro. I was so mad. I was just mad at I'm mad at my team. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm doing nothing in this game.
Let me ask
and I
you.
wasn't, bro, because I was, yeah.
Let me ask you this. 'Cause I just had this conversation with my team on Saturday. How important is it to adjust and adapt in the game? Because if a team's playing a certain way, isn't it common sense to, I use injury moments to tell my team. I say, hey, if someone goes down, it's time to get together and go, hey, what's wrong? What do we need to do better? What's going on? Let's fix it. Give me your take on that.
Very important, bro. And I'm telling you now, from Bridges' standpoint, like how people were just only ingrained on what the coach wanted us to do. We had, like, this was just one example of the left back, but I had to go against him. But then we had one of my teammate of mine, he was playing midfielder, and I told you with Medmark. So he wanted to Medmark this player, one of their players, bro. I kid you not. What this guy did was he noticed it right away. He just went and he was playing in the midfield. He literally just left and went and just stayed on the sideline. Just took that guy out the game. So now his players had space to just be like coming in the middle, like everything was being created, bro, and they scored. And I'm looking at these people, I'm like, what sense does that even make? What is that guy doing, man marking this guy on the sideline?
That's
like,
that Simon on.
You want to sit on the bench together?
How can you be a football player or a soccer player, bro, in the midfield and not even sweat? Like, because this guy just, but it's just things like that. It's like, you also got to be able to think for yourself, especially at that level, bro. When you get to the pro level, you also got to think for yourself. You got to be looking at the coach like, well, that didn't work. It's like, well, yeah, it's not going to work all the time. So it was mind blowing, bro, because we had so many great players that came in who was like really good. But if you're a defender, yeah, you look good.
I got a question for you here. So at what point did it stop being a dream and started to feel like a real opportunity? Like with Bridges and then just fully crossing over into the pro world.
At what point did it become a reality of me being professional?
Yeah, because you were pretty close between college and with Chicago, PDL, and doing Bridges.
Yeah, I think it probably became real when you sign. I think when I went there and I was just like when I was doing tryouts, then it was like, okay, it's getting real. Now this is because there's so many things that go into it, bro. When you go on tryouts, nobody cares, bro, like what you're dealing with. If your mind is not there, like, that's your problem, bro. If you pick up an injury, that's your problem because you're trying to make it, bro. You cannot have blockage in your head, man. So I think going on trials, bro, and I was just going like the agent at the time, bro, he was just like, hey, I got this team that want to try out. Boom, I had to find my own way to try to get to this place. And I'm like, it was in Sweden, bro. That's why I started like doing tryouts. I remember I was on the one trial with this one club. I don't know the club name, but I was staying with the coach like in his apartment while I was doing tryouts and training. I was doing well. The sporting director loved me. I was supposed to get signed with them, but then deadline day, they didn't hit in the paper. I was like, what? So they weren't able to sign me because they didn't hand me my papers. I was like, all right, cool. And then my agent was like, oh, I got this team in Finland. Like they're looking for a winger. You want to? I'm like, bro, of course. What am I gonna say? No.
Walking around in
I don't want to say these questions. I don't want to say these questions. I'm already here, bro. Like I'm already here grinding, trying to like, make it. Like I already have this goal in mind. Like when I'm staying here, I'm not going back. Once I got there my senior year, like it was for me to actually like start playing because I went there my junior year. It was more like, okay, let me just see how it is. First time, just enjoying. But when I came back my senior year, I was like, yo, by all means, I'm not going back without a contract. Like, that's not gonna happen. But some people like don't understand it. Think like you just somehow make it to the top team or whatever, bro. I was grinding for like fourth divisions, trying out fifth division, like whatever this guy was sending me, bro. I was going. Like I was with a fourth division team I almost got signed with. And then when you sent me to Finland, it was completely different. It was a second division team. And luckily, bro, I went there on training And when I played, like the coach, that was a wrap. He was like, "Yeah, we want him." So I signed like for 3 months, and it was just like it was crazy, bro. I signed for 3 months, but then I was still on my visa, so I was allowed to play and things like that. Yeah.
All right. No, that's cool. So like you've seen, and playing overseas isn't always glamorous, right? What surprised you the most about the professional life as you were playing? Like you just said, I signed fourth division, I played here, I played there, because sometimes when we sign pro, we're thinking we're in the first division out of the first league, first team, first league, our top league, top team per se in the league. How was that?
I think it's more what your perception of what pro is, or like what you think when you play pro of how much you're gonna make and stuff like that. Sometimes not the case, because when we think that, we're thinking like, oh, maybe England. Well, everywhere have to be like England, where the money's like just flowing like that. But it's not like that, bro. I think when I was in Finland and I got that contract, bro, I was not even making. I was making like a couple hundreds. So it's just like, it's like, all right, cool. But like I said, I wanted to play pro, and that's why I said bridges also train you mentally, bro. Where you will literally play for free if you have to, because you just want to get there. Like,
Just
and
to play.
that's how it is. So, but just the fact that sometimes there's in your mind, you're like, okay, pro, but you don't know the levels of pro. Someone might be playing like 5th division and be like, yeah, this is probably pro in, I don't know, some countries or whatever, but it might be amateur, but it's still 5th division. So trying to understand like, okay, where does a professional line is at? Because in Finland, it was like 2nd division is professional level. You have the 1st division, you have the 3rd division, which is also professional. But when you go 4th, 5th, those are not professional.
But then you're still playing in stadiums though, right?
Yeah, sometimes it all depends on what teams you play, bro. Some teams you're just playing like at a grass pitch, bro. It's like, but that's what I said. Like, what? No, but that's also what I said. When I said college prepared me for that, because the facility that you see in college in the States, bro, is you don't really get to see that so much, and like at least where I was playing like that. Even with the top league, when you see these people staying, like, oh, okay, cool. But like, bro, at Northern Illinois, or when we played Michigan State or whatever, like, so nothing fazed me, bro. Like I was never out here like starstruck. Oh my God, the stadium. Oh wow, this is nice. So that college helped me on that one, bro, because I was so used to all these things. Where I was just like, I was not coming over here and be like, oh my God, this is all. I was like, bro,
Then you
we
understood
had
the
this.
privilege and and there's gratitude for it all.
So when you were playing pro, like the starting of pro level, did you have a contract, but also you had to work an actual job as well? Or what did that look like for you, being overseas by yourself and trying to make a living?
Yeah. When I did the 3-month contract in Finland, I was just playing. But then after, when I came back to the States, I was like, yeah, let me just get work in the meantime, since I'm here for a short time. But the thing is, that's why I said, like, sometimes you need luck in football, because how I transitioned from the team I was in Finland with to the next team was because of the coach that was with the old team. So when I came there I was there for 3 months. The team was getting relegated. So I came when they was getting relegated, so they needed to try to save. But unfortunately, I couldn't help them. So we all got relegated together. But, and it sucks having that one on your CV, bro. Like, bro, I wasn't even here from the start. I came here late.
And then you're like, oh, I got relegated 3 months in.
I'm like, damn, bro, I got relegated when I would have played like 9 games. But just that, I guess, just that relationship that maybe I built with him, and just how also known he was in Finland at the time. So I went back to the States. I was like, yo, whatever, man. I'm working and trying to see what my agent bring up. So I'm just working, and I remember I got a call when I was working. He's like, oh, I got this team, that wants you. They, like they want you to come for tryout. And bro, when you're in the States, bro, and you have to be like, I gotta go for a tryout. Like, I gotta fly to go for a trial. Why can't they just sign me? Like, So it's just like, bro, I went through so many trials. And so it's just like, it's just making me stronger every time. So I kind of knew trials didn't scare me anymore. And I was so confident with it. I'm not like, oh my God, let me just pass the ball. Let me just do everything correct. I'm like, bro, I've been on so many trials. At this point, like, if you're going to sign me, you sign me. You're not going to sign me, you don't sign me. Like, so when I went there, but luckily within the contract, it was still like a 3 months trial period, bro. And that's a long trial period if you think about it. So I signed the contract, but within the contract, they still have 3 months to be like, okay, we don't want you anymore. So, bro, in the back of my head, so I'm like, damn, And I'm like, yeah, I'm signed to the team, but we in month 1. They could kick me out. So boy better be well disciplined on this team. No, I was just like, bro, I was so professional, bro. I was not missing nothing. We don't have meetings, bro. I'll be there. I'll be the first one there. Until that 3 months is gone, I'll still be professional. But like, there'll be a little bit of comfortability there, you know. All right, bro, my 3 months out, cool. You know, now I'm like, but I love. So the coach got me to that team, but I didn't know. So I thought it was like my agent did it, but my agent fixed the whole contract thing, of course. But I didn't know it was the coach that got me to this team. Like just calling them, but hey, because he wanted me to come back, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna come back. You guys are going down, and I want to. Since I had I'm in this division, the second division, I want to stay here then, you know. So the team I ended up going on with was called FC KTP. They were coming down from the top league in Finland. So I was blessed with that opportunity, bro, because I was moving on to a team that's coming down from the top league in Finland. So when I got there, the setup was nice, bro. It was like little town, like stadium, sometimes like 5,000-6,000 people, but it's like a small town, bro. So I was lucky on that one, man. And I love my time there, but it was just so bad because we were doing so bad. We had so many good players, but bro, it wasn't clicking. I feel like players at some point just stopped listening to the coach, bro. It's like the coach was just there. It's like whatever he say, it was just like, bro, we're doing our own thing. But you get to see like how one bad apple can just ruin everything, you know, because you play a player who are really good, but they have a saying sometimes in the dressing room. They might not listen to the coach. The coach might not even have. It's like, bro, I don't got time for you. I'll do my own thing. And then some players start being, oh yeah, okay, let's do this and all that. And then that went different.
You talked about relegations and whatnot. I know you told us about Denmark and the team. How do you even pronounce that name?
Ishøj.
You talked about back-to-back promotions. What did those seasons demand from you, like mentally?
Bro, I think what those demands were just trying to find ways to stay fit, bro. To be honest, just like staying fit because I know like what type of player I became and what was needed from the coach. Like, I knew I had a manager who like also amazing manager, Erdogan. Bro, he just believed me, bro. He's one of those, you know how you get let's say you have a player who you can say anything to that player, bro, but they never take it too hard. You know, they never be like, oh, damn, I can't play today. You know, we had that relationship where he could be like, bro, you suck today. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, you're right about that. You know, but, yeah, you know, but it was just like, he had a team where was playing more also for him, bro. He was a management manager. You know, where he just know how to somehow get the players to be like, oh yeah, we would do everything for you. So it was one of those. So we got on that role of like, and we had like good players, bro. Like we had really good players on the team. Of course, we had a lot of ego as well too. So I think for me on my side, I was just like trying to play the best every game I can. If I'm not playing, like my passes are not working out, now I'm doing other stuff. I'm like probably trying to run and do tackles better. So just every game, bro, was like trying to give 100. So when we got promoted, I was unreal. That was amazing, bro. And I've been getting relegated. So imagine promotion for me, boy. Imagine promotion for your boy got relegated 2 times. There's no way. I'm like, no, I think 2 or 3 times, bro. I was like, nah, we can't be doing this. This CV ain't looking good.
Hey, man. Now back, you look at it, you'll be like,
yeah, I'd be like, I really be like, God dang it, bro.
I mean,
yeah, so that
through high school and college, you kind of had to like just balance schoolwork and being a student athlete, and now at the pro level and starting a family and, you know, having kids and whatnot. What did that play a role in kind of the way you play, the way you behave, your performance, everything in that piece? And balancing both.
Bro, I think my wife right now, she made it easy, bro, because she was just like allowing me to just keep playing where she was doing most things. So it's like, yeah, I was playing and I was coming home and just also playing with my son. So it's like the thought process became a little bit different now. It was like, okay, cool. So this is the time I need to be back. And I know I still have to like, okay, what can I eat? I kind of looked at how to recover, right? Yeah. Because, bro, my legs were getting beat playing week in, week out, bro. 90 minutes here, bro. And I had to come home and try to still keep up with my son. Bro, I was like, yo, boy, I have to start foam rolling now. So I think all of that, having that balance of just like, yeah, just, I mean, it's the discipline. I think college is why I had it there, and then being on my own before having my kids, I had that there too. Just like trying to find this one discipline and just like, and what I wanted to achieve was just continue to play it at the highest level I can. And that goal was still there. When I had my kids, it was just like, and my wife made it easy, bro. So yeah, that's how that was.
So having good support and a good partner, like it made it easier for you to still have that desire to play, because when you eventually stepped away, you didn't step away because of family. You just stepped away because you probably was like, I did it. And you know, you know what I mean? Like it might not have been to the degree that you wanted it to be, but to very many people get to go, get to do what you've done, to go abroad and just try it, just take a chance, take a risk, and here you are. Now you're Danish. You know what I mean? Like in its own aspect, you are, from Minnesota to Illinois, Illinois to Finland or Sweden, Finland, and then Denmark.
Yeah.
So you're a
Yeah.
Danish Liberian?
Danish, Minnesota, Liberian. Exactly.
Exactly, bro. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. If you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say? What would you change? Would you change anything?
Would, but I think, but it's not even, I think I have to go back a little bit younger than that, bro. Because I think what my problem was, and coaches always called me out on this, and I was like, bro, I remember when I was 14, I went to a national team camp in Boston, because I was like in and out with the national team here and there. 14 went to the national team camp in Boston, bro, and we were playing. Bro, my fitness, I think my fitness was, whenever I was dribbling, make a pass, bro, I'm always grabbing my knees. Imagine doing that at a stage, bro, at that stage. So I think for me, I would tell myself, bro, you should have been well prepared, because you was getting lucky to be in the situation that you got into, and maybe it could have went a lot different if you were just like fully prepared for it. Because that's what we talk about. I think naturally I was good, like my skills wise and my thinking process. I was good. I was a good soccer player, but I think I didn't really, like nowadays what kids have, bro. They have these personal trainer like you guys. I didn't have that. Like once my pops got out the picture, I was like, bro, I'm not doing. I'm just like
Go to
dribbling the
practice.
ball here and there, but it was no like, okay, I need to eat right. Bro, eating right was never in my vocabulary. Like, bro, like what? So you have to like eat right, you have to go to sleep, you have to wake up at a certain time, maybe you gotta put in the extra work. I didn't really do all of that. Maybe I started to do it again when I got to NIU because I was doing the weight room and stuff like that. But I think I'll tell myself, always gotta be prepared, man. Always gotta be like see the goal ahead, and then like how to get to it and do it like to the fullest. Everything, like not skipping a beat, man. So, but I did. Luckily, my talent was able to help me along the way. So when I'm like, oh, I'm out of shape today, I'm not in the best shape, but I was able to do something okay where it looks like, oh, I'm in shape.
What mistakes do you see like young players now making today that could slow their pathway?
That's a hard question. I know, man. Wow, that's making today. Wow, I'm just trying to think. I think wanting to, like we talked about the development aspect, like not really seeing that. It's like thinking they're better than having that ego, like, oh, I don't need this. I think the ego sometimes kills at a certain point.
Yeah.
Thinking like, oh, I'm better than this. Feeding into this narrative, like, oh, this kid is like the best player in Minnesota or something like that, for that example. But it's like, as I said, yes, he's the best player in Minnesota, but if you feed into that narrative, you also think like, I'm only within Minnesota, let me get out. Because when you do get out and come back, bro, you think completely different. So I think like, having egos, but also being humble, but having your ego at a right stage, But I think just being humble and also being open to learn, I think it's hard if a player who thinks he knows it all, because you have his friends and people saying, yeah, you're so good, you do this.
Mhm. That's true.
Because you gotta understand, like, I'm pretty sure kids nowadays are probably way better in Minnesota than how I was. But growing up, I had lucky to have so many players that was in Minnesota, bro. You had like the Martin Brown, Ahmed Ba, Kareem, KP, Ensu, like all these players, bro, like that I played with or play under, bro. So I had to be humble, like, and I think I just always have my eyes on the prize. I mean, if you have a goal, you want to be professional, dude, chase it. Like that should be your priority number one. Chase it the best way you can.
Kind of what habits separate players who talk about going pro from those who actually get it?
Yeah.
I think discipline. I think, bro, you really have to be disciplined because I'm telling you, like I've played with players in Minnesota who have went overseas, but then they have come back, and you don't know why, but whatever the reason to tell you. But when you get there yourself, you get to see like there are so many factors that play into, bro. When you go overseas and you're from the States or whatever you're from, you're a foreigner, bro. The amount of hoops and things you got to jump to just to be on a team, it's like you probably have to be one of the best players they see to get you on that team, because you got to think about, like, they have to pay you a certain amount of money, like they will pay a player who actually lived there. So it's like, and you have to be, when you do on the team too, you have to be very disciplined, bro. You cannot be doing, I don't know, dumb things, because the eyes are on you, bro. You're like, if you're the foreigner there, everyone knows you're a foreigner. So if you do something stupid, of course, like, everyone's gonna know. So it's just like the discipline. I should be, when I was playing in Finland and stuff, bro, I should be there all the time. I'm just binge watching shows, bro, not even trying to go anywhere. I'm just okay with being by myself, bro. Of course, there are times when I met my friends and stuff like that, I started to go out, but just like keeping that, I think discipline is very big, because I think some people from Minnesota and stuff, maybe they're not so disciplined. They just had this, oh, I'm better than this. I shouldn't be at this position or this from this division. I'm way better in this division. It's like, maybe you are, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, nah, I shouldn't be playing this. I don't need to listen to this person. Like, I'm way better in this level, bro. It's like, you are, but just give yourself time. If you better than that level, bro, stay in that level and showcase it so you can move up. But you saying you're better than that level and don't want to be there, it doesn't make sense to me,
What's one message you want parents and players to walk away with after hearing your story?
Damn, these are some hard questions you're giving me, boy.
Again, we say we want raw, we want authentic, we want true, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like, so many people will maybe walk down your path and see certain things. And I think what we try to bring is just that truth, because if you see it, you know what to avoid. If you don't see it, then it's not something that was meant for you. But like, there's so many ripples in experience from hearing someone's story that allow you to grow, to develop, to build good foundation for yourself, to go, to just take your journey the way it should be, or on the right path per se.
I think for the parents would just be like, invest in your kids, man. Like, if they want to play soccer, like, invest in you. Like, investment with, like, yeah, paying money, but also being there. Like watching their games. I think that goes a long way, bro. So I think for the parents, it's very much like you do have to invest in your kids, not just like, okay, I pay for clubs, but I never go to the game. It's like, make time to go there. And I think for the kids, what was the question for the players?
What do you want the players to walk away with after hearing stories?
You just gotta, I think, understanding that you have to be disciplined. Like, discipline is very big, and you also gotta be mentally, like, ready and strong for it, because some of these things that's gonna happen, it's like out of your control. Like, and also understand, like, just because you get a rejection from a coach saying, no, we don't want you, doesn't mean you're not a good player. It just means you're not a good fit for that coach.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. It's not like, and coach, that's mistakes coaches make too, and it's normal, bro. You're not gonna bring in all the players. You gotta let someone go. So it's like, and also if you're playing in Minnesota and you're good, which you are good, or whatever, or you're not playing in Minnesota, go somewhere else, man. Maybe there's another place that's better for you. Like, you might be a baller somewhere else than Minnesota. Even if you're in Minnesota and you're a baller, like, try going somewhere else. Like, especially for kids who are going to college and stuff, if you can stay where you are in the summer and find a team and just focus on playing there, do that. I recommend you do that, because you just take yourself out of distraction. Like,
Yeah.
bro. So it's just, yeah, you made a sacrifice not seeing your family, but it's like you have a goal that you want to achieve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you, right? We kind of missed this question, right? And it had to do with your summer, right? I know we're wrapping up, getting close. We're pretty close to the end. But one question was that we had was, it It had to do with what advice would you give players who coast through the off season? What like you did the PDL and you said that helped you prepare for college coming into the season because you said you thought coming back to Minnesota would have just made you real comfortable and you
Yeah.
might not have been who you went into your next season, who you were when you went into your next season. What advice would you give players? Like, would you recommend trying out for Minnesota United or Minneapolis City, those teams that have the UPSL, USL teams? Like, would you recommend that, or do you believe that just the season? Like, I'm not saying you do, but do you think that just the season ends and it's okay to just do whatever, or should we challenge
No.
himself?
I don't think it's ever okay when the season is over to just do. It depends whatever you're talking about. It's like you always gotta prepare for the next season that's coming. And 100%, if you get off college season, you should get a summer team and play and start playing. Maybe you want to give yourself 3 days off or something like that, and then you get back into playing because you have to play, bro. You have to keep your fitness. You're in a competitive sports. If you're not gonna play or train, then don't be surprised if someone take your spot. Like, that's just how it is. If you're not going to put in the work, then don't be surprised if someone takes your spot because someone is coming for your spot. That's the college. They're bringing in kids every year that's going to try to take your spot. So don't get too comfortable, man. I feel like that's the trap sometimes we fall into when we earn a spot. We somehow feel like we're entitled to that spot. It's like you're entitled to that spot if you're doing something.
Yeah.
Once you stop performing, you're not entitled to nothing. I don't care if you're, and that's the thing though. People think like, oh, I'm a senior, so I should I don't care if you're a senior. It's like if this freshman is better than you, he's playing. Like you can be yes, but you won whatever conference with the team when you was a freshman or you was a sophomore, whatever. But bro, at the end of the day, people don't understand. We make decisions that's best for the team. So if you don't want to train during the off season, that's fair for you, man. But don't be surprised when that next hungry kid is coming in and he's taking your spot and he's gonna keep it. And then you have to be like, oh, I gotta train, I gotta get back in shape. It's like, okay, you know.
How do you want your kids to remember your journey with the game?
I think I don't. I think I just want them to remember as in their dad just like loving the game. I was never forced to play soccer, bro. That's one thing I don't think people know. It's like sometimes parents force their kids to do it, like that's fair, but I was never forced, bro. I was just around it and I just loved it. And I think I just wanted to remind like someone who had a goal and wanted to achieve that goal by all means and then did. So, and I want the same for them. Like when they start playing, just for them to start enjoy it. And then once they enjoy it and then when they want to do it, hopefully they just take it forward.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, Isaac, as we come to the end, we just want to thank you for your time. I know we are, 7 hours? You're 7 hours ahead of us. I know you
It's
should be
10,
sleeping.
15 here.
10:15. So, no, we absolutely thank you for your time. We would definitely love to do a part 2 down the road and add you in with a few others. Maybe get Gerald, maybe get Ish on, Kareem, a few of the other guys that we all know in our same circle. But we absolutely, absolutely thank you. It's been a joy personally playing with you, watching your career and all the conversation we share outside of soccer, just being parents, being family guys, and just seeing the person you've become. It's a
Appreciate it.
testament to say that you had the right people around you. And it just goes to show that, at the end of the day, the beautiful game brings us all together and it allows us to just utilize what has taught us and how we should live life and move forward, as we teach others as well.
Yeah, thank you for being on the podcast. This is not just for us, but also for the younger generation who aspire to go play collegiately, who aspire to go play the professional pathway. At least we have someone, not saying that this is the right way, but this is a way to get to the next level. And I
Yeah.
think it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of perseverance. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face challenges. Someone will tell you no, and you're going to have to push yourself and you're going to have to just believe in yourself, because if you don't, then nobody else will. And that's kind of why we want to create this podcast, is showcase those stories, showcase those meaningful stories, and kind of help someone. If we could help at least one person, we've done our job here. And that's kind of the biggest piece that we're looking for. And to everyone listening, thank you for listening to this episode of Beyond the Touchline. If you're an athlete, a parent, a coach, or someone passionate about the game, this podcast is for you. We appreciate you for being part of this journey. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep going beyond the touchline.